Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have another documentary or docu-series. This is Hoarders. You might know that. It's not the I thought it was like one of the OG reality TV shows, but it's only from 2009. It is so far 9 seasons. I suppose it says it ends in 2024. The latest season that's on here is in season 16. It does not have Disney Plus does not have all 16 A&E series episodes, so yeah, there's some gaps here and there, but the story for so many of these people listed here, even just from watching the first one. And I think I've seen stuff like this before. I don't know if I've actually watched a whole episode of Hoarders in the past, but I've seen clips. There's always something on the social media and stuff like that. But the older episodes run about 45 minutes long. These newer seasons, these last few, are like an hour and 25 minutes long. I chose to watch the very first episode of the very first season to see where it all started. What was the thing that sold this essentially to the network that said, hey, you know what, we want to do a series about people who gather everything they can and can't let go of it. And yes, in some situations, it is absolutely gross. It is absolutely disgusting. Nothing against these people at all. I'll get to that in a minute. Nothing against these people at all. It is a condition that it is recognized. It is. I don't know if it's a mental illness, but it's certainly a disorder in which people feel they need to compensate and to feel a certain sense of security in their own lives by holding on to things that in some cases would otherwise be wasted in their minds, or would not be properly used, or would be needed in an emergency. I understand this. I have a lot of crap in my place in my apartment. I'm a collector. I have, look at all this stuff here. I've gotten to the point where, yeah, sure, I have all my original Star Wars figures. I have from 1978 and beyond. I have I have so much crap in here. A lot of DVDs, CDs, and games and things like that. And I will often go to a thrift store, shop around, and say, well, this is neat. I think I'll hold on to this. I'll get this. Sometimes I'll sell it on eBay. Other times, it just goes into a pile. I've gone to these kind of thrift stores where they just have these bins, and you just sort of, hey, fill up a bag for $12. Okay, sure. And so I grab as much crap as I can, even though I don't think I'm ever going to use it. Oh, look, cables for computers and for electronic devices. Every electronic device cable that I could ever imagine. If you need a cable, I've got it. I've got it. Yes, a lot of them are outdated and nobody uses, certain types of cable anymore. But hey, who knows when I'll need it? And they've actually come in handy from time to time. This is the mentality, I'm telling you right now, this is the mentality that so many people have where I think I need 42 fish tanks because I think I'm going to use them. I think I'm going to need them. And maybe they're worth something. I understand that as well. So I've got a bit of disorder, not to the degree, well, you wouldn't agree if you could see all this, but it's organized for sale, okay? That's what you can't see is organized for sale. This is the stuff that I keep. Um, wow, this is really hitting home. If you looked at this, yeah, you would think that I was a bit of a hoarder, but I can walk on the floor. And I can walk through doorways and down. Well, there's no stairs here, but there's some people. What we see in the first one is Ron and what's her face? I've already forgotten their names. Jennifer and Ron and Jill. I've only watched one episode. Jennifer and Ron and Jill separately are two completely different scenarios. Okay, similar, but they have different scenarios. I already forgot the names. The couple, the young couple. They have 3 kids. The kids have probably never seen the floor in their own home. ever. The wife, she likes to buy things. It's an addiction. It's a little bit of an adrenaline rush, dopamine rush to buy things. And he can't let things go. If he gets a hold of, a fish tank, specifically in this case, a fish tank, that's a good fish tank. I think I'm going to take that and I'm going to keep that. And we're going to just stack them up in the house. And when we run out of room in the house, we'll just stack them up on the porch and the backyard and around the side and downstairs and up in the attic. It gets... Nobody has use for this in a house that size, which is not very big. Big enough to house 5 people, maybe a pet or 2, but not a dozen or more, a couple dozen fish tanks of various sizes. Not again, it's not something that I don't think he's fully consciously going, oh my God, I need these fish tanks. It is something inside him that is just sort of, that compels him to go, if I get rid of this, if the broken toys in the backyard, the playhouse, the filthy, broken, busted up playhouse, if we don't get rid of that, I might be able to fix it someday. The kids will want to play with it. Where do we eat? We eat all sitting on the same bed in Mom and Dad's bedroom because there's no access to the table in the kitchen, in the dining room, wherever you would normally eat dinner. They all grab plates, put them on their laps, and eat food while sitting in the bedroom watching TV. There's no room. I encourage, if you can't really understand fully what these people are going through until you see it. And this is kind of what has made this show popular for so many years, is that sort of, we're a bit voyeuristic when it comes to other people's difficulties. I don't know if some people find that they feel better as a human being when they see other people just struggling with something that seems, well, yeah, there's a bunch of, there's a 2-month-old stack of yogurts that expired a year ago. Yogurt that expired a year ago. We can get rid of that, right? You and I might be able to say, yeah, that's horrible. Toss it. Jill, on the other hand, the other person they focus on, she collects food. And again, in her situation, while she has animals, cats, and such all around the house, she can't get rid of food. She can't let go of any of the food she's had. Somebody gave her sister gave her eggs for her birthday. She couldn't eat them because, well, they were too pretty. Half dozen eggs, too pretty. Again, I'm not want to judge these people to say that they're bad or they're horrible, they're disgusting. No, that is not a situation at all. This is people just struggling in their own heads with letting go of something. And in Jill's case, and in the young couple's case, I fully believe, again, the focus on these things, these people, these situations, is poverty. It's poverty. And it's an attempt and a hope to take control of their lives. Jill holds on to food because she has been in a level of poverty where she doesn't know where her next meal is coming from. She has raised a son who's now an adult. From what she says, he's not making a ton of money either, but while he's offering to say, look, Mom, if you can let go of all this rotten, expired, smelly stuff, I will go buy you groceries. And she's like, he doesn't make a lot of money. I don't want to take... She doesn't want to be reliant on somebody else because somebody has failed her in the past. She has been in poverty and she is dealing with poverty by holding on to things that she might need later. And that time when they send in a group of people to dig through her house, to dig through her house, just literally covered in deep layers of things that you can barely recognize. And yes, it's non-food items, but it's mainly food items. She admitted, like, her freezer or refrigerator sometimes has to be duct taped shut because there's so much stuff in it. But she's not eating it. when they brought people in, not just counselors and people to help her get therapy and understand what's going on, to let go of things that she will never eat, things that she thinks she might eat, but will give her food poisoning and possibly kill her. The owner that she is renting from has threatened to evict her if she does not get this cleaned up and under control. And the show, or whoever it is that's in charge of this, brings in a group of people to start helping her throw away things. And they have to wear masks just to be able to breathe because the stench is so strong in there. They find just a busted, rotted pumpkin from months ago, just sitting there. She's like, that was a great pumpkin. Okay. It's smashed. It's not useful. It goes in the garbage. When she has loads and loads and loads, stacks of... She'll hold on to things until they look like the packages have started to expand to indicate they're going rotten. That's tough. I've known people. I had a friend who grew up in that kind of situation, had a house that was miserable. They didn't ever have much, and it was hard to understand how they could live in a house like that. I think mostly all of them have passed away since, but and that house I don't think exists anymore. But I've been over there once, and it was difficult. It was difficult to go through there, not because my place is so much better, because my place ain't so much better. And this was decades ago, but I was barely out of high school. But it's the idea that, like yesterday's episode with the pimple popper. Those are physical things that people are struggling with shame. Some of them are struggling with anxiety as to how to deal with such things, to live with such things, or to face the risk of surgery, or finding out that this is an indicator, this growth that they have is an indicator of something much worse. In this case, it is a mental condition that they are preparing themselves for something that could happen that is much worse. Jill going hungry, not having the means to buy food at the grocery store. She still goes to the grocery store and buys more stuff. And even especially if it's almost expired, you get it even cheaper. You can buy more of them, and then it just adds to the pile. And they go through her freezer. She's like, "What is that? I don't remember that. This is it's meat that's turned green. It's in the freezer, so it must last a whole lot longer." Yeah, maybe, but it's been there for a year. So, it's difficult, and it's not that. I mean, Jill, she has a sense of humor about it. She's very pleasant. She's really welcoming to a lot of people who are helping. And the young couple, they're steeling themselves for trying to live a life where they can move through the house without climbing over just layers and layers of boxes and toys and spilled Cheerios and just garbage, literal garbage. The husband shows so much anxiety. He is so pent up that when when they start saying, "Hey, we're going to get rid of this. We should get rid of this," and when he goes off to pick the kids up from school, the wife says, "Let's clear out the attic." And he comes home to find things being launched off the roof onto the front lawn, and it upsets him greatly. But each of them, of course, get as far as we know, a happy ending, and not just... Things are definitely cleaned up a bit more. I don't know how much they could have gotten done with Jill in such a short time, but really they focused on the kitchen and the food and the other areas where food was stored, and just... If you're rich, they call it luxury. They call it just having it all. If you're poor, it's hoarding. Because you do it to survive. The wealthy do it because they can. It's there's a lot going into this. So I think if I watched a bunch more episodes, I think you'd probably be able to work out the maybe you'll get a psychology degree. Maybe you could take some real studies, though. Don't use a TV show to think you're a psychologist any more than I am. I certainly am not. But I can understand the way some of these people feel. I will admit that. Yeah. So, all right. That's all I can really say about this. I thought it was much more interesting than I thought. It's terrifying to see the way things are for some people. But again, it's not like a sense of greed, like I must have everything. There's a person who, here in Los Angeles, if you look it up, in the last few years, especially around COVID times, since then anyway, a guy would fill up everything in his yard, and all the smells and everything else. The neighbors complained, and the city gutted that place, cleared it all out, and it just got built up again. You can look it up, Los Angeles hoarder, and you'll see a lot of aerial footage of what that house looks like from the sky, from the helicopter. It's unsettling, but again, it's his property. And so there's always been a big battle that goes on. If you want to find some modern day examples, I'm not sure. It says 2024, so it's not too long ago. That his story might be in here, for all I know. It was. I think it affects more people than we realize. So, yeah. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 13. Okay. I don't know what this is. I remember seeing it. It's also another docuseries. By the way, when we reset the list, we have now that Revenge is gone, we technically had the same amount of items as we did the last quarter. But literally more than half of everything that remains on Disney Plus that I have not seen is documentary, reality TV, and like concerts and live performances. So 50 plus of these things are those categories. The rest, movies, shorts, and scripted series, those total combined are less than the amount of documentaries, reality shows, and concert performances and things. So be aware that we're going to be watching a lot of docuseries. At least they vary pretty greatly, even though the last two were kind of gross. This one, maybe not gross. We'll find out when we watch America's Book of Secrets Special Edition. I don't know what makes it a special edition as compared to a regular America Book of Secrets. I don't know. We'll watch one episode and find out from there. America's Book of Secrets Special Edition is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.